Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to TSW4, and you join me today for a very special one. We're at Glen Rothes with Thornton on the Fife Circle line, and if you listen carefully, the unmistakable lovely hum of the Class 47. But not only that, we are taking out the ScotRail liveried. If I can get through these people, we're taking out the ScotRail liveried 47712. This is the Lady Diana Spencer. You've seen this one before. We've run this a few times. I think the last time we ran it actually was on the Peak Forest when we did a run end to end with a diesel rail tour. So I thought we'd take this one light loco. This guy's trying to get through there into the engine compartment. Sorry mate, you're not allowed to do that. You can stay where you are. We are going from Glen Rothes. If I show you the map, we're in free roam. We're going to try and see how far we can get up the Leven Branch. So if you remember from the launch, the Leven Branch was a route. It was a branch line that Rivet have said they've been working on, and once it opens again in real life, which looking on Wikipedia just a few minutes ago, I noticed that is currently slated for any time now, really, spring 2024. Once that is open in real life, then Rivet will put this Leven Branch into the game. So I've set the marker as far as we can go. Now, just looking at this, also from Wikipedia, I can see that when this line was open, it runs right through to the station of Leven, which is right on the coast. And I can see that from Glen Rothes, it's 6.4 miles to Leven. So it could be that they've not put the tracking yet all the way to Leven, because if we pop back here, you can see our target is only 1.7 miles away. So that kind of suggests we can't go the full way. But let's have a look at what there is. We'll get everything set up in the cab. I thought you might like to see something a little bit different than the 170 that we've been running on here for most of the time on the videos that we've done so far. Let's get everything ready to go. The master key would be a good idea. We'll put that into forwards. I think we are ready to go, apart from the headlights, which we already did, didn't we? Because they're on the desk in this 47. They're not behind us or up on a panel. Okay. Good. Everything's ready to go. We'll give these guys a quick toot. Get the brakes off. Put some throttle in. Away we go. Off to the Leven Branch. It's quite interesting. I don't know what we'll find. I don't know if they've put any stations in yet, or whether there is any track at all up to that point. It seems to suggest we can go 1.7 miles, so we'll try it, shall we? We'll take a couple of screenshots along the way as well if we can. But I was reading about Leven Station itself, which was close to passengers in 1969. It was actually close to freight in 1966, but managed to stay open 3 years longer. So it's quite nice that they're opening that again, isn't it? And it's even nicer that we're going to get it in the game. I'm quite pleased about that. Anyway, let's pop back in the cab, shall we? I thought we'd keep the ScotRail theme though, because why not? This one's a classic. If you want this livery, by the way, this is based on the green Class 47, which comes with West Somerset. So if you own West Somerset and you've got that 47, just go onto the Creators Club. I will leave a link down below to this actual livery, but it is quite a nice one. Saying turn on the DSD. That is correct. There is a DSD up here. There we go. Not that the points are really important, but let's do it properly, shall we? We've got a yellow because we're going across over to where the start of the Leven Branch is. Hope you guys that picked this route up this week are having some fun with it after, you know, the initial not very clean launch, was it? There were some improvements made though over last weekend before it launched. I hope you guys can appreciate those and are having some fun with the route if you did pick it up. Just wanted to show you today just as something a little bit different that we could possibly do. Using the free roam, using a different loco that we've already got. And going exploring where no one has gone before. It's kind of like that, isn't it? Because I don't know whether we're going to drop off the end of the map with this. We need to get down to 10, by the way. So let's do that. We'll pop back outside. So if I just show you the map very quickly again, you can see here we are. We're just branching off. Markinch is up here. This is Markinch at the top. Kirkcaldy is down here somewhere. We've come from Glenrothes, which was just here. So let's just keep going. We've slowed all the way down while I was looking at the map, which is not very good. A quick look around. Once we get onto the branch, as I said, I will take a couple of screenshots. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. I can see trees out there to the right. We're going off to the right. I can see trees. I can see the wind turbines there. I don't know if we're going to pass those, but we will soon find out. Let's go and see what we can find. It may be... I was going to say maybe that the whole route is actually in and just not the stations, etc. are modelled yet. I'm really not sure. Just seems to suggest we've got less than a mile until we fall off the end of the map. But we'll see how we get on. I haven't run this, by the way, yet. This is the first time as well that I'm doing this. So you're coming along with me for the very first time on this branch. And whatever it does look like, it'll be good because it'll act as a little sort of time capsule, won't it, for what it looked like before, and then when it released, once Rivet release it into the main game. I can go back and just compare a little bit. Let's get some throttle in. Look at the lovely smoke coming out of 47. We've got a 20 coming up. I'm just wondering if it goes faster than 20, or if 20 is the real speed for this branch. It is a single line, isn't it? It probably could be a bit faster than this, but once we get around onto the branch line proper, I may just speed up anyway. We'll check the map. Yeah, looks like we've got to go off the edge, doesn't it? Shall we see? It's a bit unusual, isn't it? I remember doing this on the Great Western Express. I cannot remember the station. There's a station in the Reading direction, and you guys will be shouting it to me now, where you come out the station, you can immediately go right. There's a branch line off to the right. You can get quite a way down there, you know. Right at the beginning, I think I did it on the channel. I'm sure I did it on the channel. And we went quite a way down there as well, and a lot of that wasn't modelled. There was a track, but there was nothing modelled at the side. I don't know whether that's been improved since then. I'm not entirely sure. That was on the PlayStation. We're on the PS5. We're on the PC, I should say, today for this one. I'm ignoring the speed limit, as you can see. The fog's coming, wouldn't you know it? We're going to look what we can find and the fog's coming at 10:15 in the morning. Oh dear. Yeah, it's fine. We'll see. Well, it usually lifts quite quickly, doesn't it? Scotch mist, it is. So we got 900 yards left, according to this. The mist and fog is kind of really adding to the fact that we are going into the unknown. I'm sure it's going to be fine. If we see the end of the track, we'll get the brakes on quick and we'll stop. Because I don't know what will happen. I assume it would just tell me it's the end of the service if there is no track. I don't know. I've never been on one where I've come to the end of the track, if I'm honest. We'll give it a go. We're approaching quite quickly. This part of the line is quite well done, isn't it? It's got all the trees. I don't know if we were... I don't know where the stations are on this line, so I don't know whether we are meant to have passed a station up to this point. I couldn't tell you. I'd need to go back and consult the map for the newly opening route for this Leven Branch. But this is the end of the line. There's a bridge crossing the river there to our right hand side. It looks like the track is going to carry on, so we'll go with it unless it stops us. So we're still going. It did tell us to stop at location, but that's fine. We'll keep going. There is a little bit of grass coming across the track here. So it's starting to get a little bit plainer, isn't it? We're starting to just get very bland looking mountains over this side. You can see the edge of the real route probably over this side with the trees in the distance. But you can see here there's not been a lot done to this as yet. But you know what? Shall we go into photo mode and we'll capture one, I think, that we can use as the thumbnail, because it's an interesting one, isn't it? Let's have a look from this side. No, we'll do it from here. We'll do that. We will change the field of view. We'll get in like that. We'll leave a little bit for the train sim world badge over on the left hand side there. Do we have a bit of rotation? What do you reckon? There we go. I think that's a good one. Right, so let's hide the overlay and let's take that. Oops, hang on, let me do that again. Wait a minute. That wasn't very good, was it? I think that reset everything. Yeah, this is a problem when I come on the Xbox controller. I would say that is it. So we don't press X like we do on PlayStation. That resets it on the Xbox controller. So I'm going to, you need to take it, hide it with that, take it with A. That'll do us. Excellent. Right, let's get back to it. Let's see what we've got. It's a bit creepy. It's like the moors, isn't it? I'm sure when the real branch comes out, it's not going to look like this. It's going to look completely different. They're probably filled in on each side. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the real branch, so I'm not really sure what it looks like. It could be like this. It could be quite wild, but it's a little bit different to the rest of the Fife route, isn't it? So let's have a quick look at the map while we're going. You can see we've come away from the edge of what was the original boundary where it wanted us to stop, and we're kind of heading this way. So I'm going to assume that once it gets released, this line will take us all the way. And as I said, it's 6.4 miles to Leven, which is going to be the end station. 6.4 miles from Glenrothes, where we started. So we're getting a decent amount of track there, aren't we? It's not bad, is it? I do like the fact they're going to add it afterwards. Because it's coming out so soon after this DLC releases, it would have left a bit of a hole, wouldn't it? But I understand why they've not, not put it in up front. They could have done that, couldn't they? They could have done it up front. But I suppose there's going to be a lot of film and a lot of photographs once it reopens that they can use to build the route correctly. So for now, they know where the track is going, so they've been able to drop the track in, it looks like. But let's just see. We'll pop outside and have a look at Lady Di. If you pick this up, by the way, if you do pick up this livery, you can also get the Mark 1 and Mark 2 coaches, brake van, all that, all in the same livery, all by the same creator. So I can't remember the creator's name right now, but I will put a link to this actual creation in the description below, so you can go direct to Creators Club and pick this up if you like. And it's quite good because this one, it's one of my favourites, but even when I'm not driving it, I've noticed, particularly on the Blackpool branches, I do see this as AI around Blackpool North, which is quite nice. It does layer in there for the 47 on Blackpool branches, so always makes me smile when I see it in Blackpool. But we're still going. I don't know how far we've come. Let's just have a quick check of it. We've come quite away, haven't we? We've come quite away from where it wanted us to go. So we're still heading off into the unknown. Into this misty netherworld. It's pretty creepy, isn't it? As it stands now, you wouldn't want to break down, would you, around here? There's probably little villages and towns as we go to the left and right. But because it's not modelled, it's quite eerie, isn't it? And we're picking up speed as we go downhill, so I'm just put a little bit of brake in. I am speeding, and you know, it doesn't really matter for this one, but there's a bridge ahead. There's something else ahead. It's a ghost. It's got to be. What is it? Oh dear. I better put the brakes in, I think, because we've got something ahead. I don't want to go too fast towards this. Is it a coach? What is it? I can see the road over the bridge is not complete yet. Is this... It looks like... Oh, you look at the numbers at the side. I wonder if we can go through this. Ah, look at that. You know what I think this is? Let me get the brakes off. I'm going to assume, if I pop outside, can you see at the top? It's like clearances. It's like clearances between the top of the bridge and the top of the train, and then at the side you've got clearances. You see height and clearances from a potential platform or something like that as we morph all the way through it. I wonder if that's how they do it. I wonder if that's how they can tell, you know, how high it is against the platform and things like that, and the distance each side of a bridge, so they know that the track is down the middle of the bridge. That's quite interesting. That I've not seen that before. At least we can go through it. I was worried it was solid, but it would be a bit strange, wouldn't it, to have a coach just sat there. Off we go. We're still going. I wonder what distance we've done now. If the whole distance is 6.4 miles to Leven in real life, we must be approaching that. We must have done 4 or 5 miles. That's an interesting outcrop of rock, isn't it, there? Again, we don't know whether or not this will make it to the final version. But it's a strange way. I'm enjoying this. I'm glad the finished product doesn't look like this. Don't get me wrong. We got some over on the right hand side as well. Let's just have a quick look. So we got what looks like a road bridge, or could be a road bridge, but could it be a rail bridge? Is there any connecting lines coming across at some point? There's another one there, you see. Could just be a road bridge. Oh, we got some track. We got some track there, look. Hope we don't crash on this. There's another one. I'm going to assume I can go safely through this. I don't know what that is. Some kind of marker to show they need to come back to it, perhaps. Another road bridge there. We've got another one of these measuring... I'm going to call them measuring coaches. Let's pass through that. We're still going. Oh, wow. It's pretty eerie, isn't it? This is the dynamic weather for you as well. We could have run this in bright sunlight. Perhaps that would have been a good idea, but it does kind of set the scene for what we're actually looking at, which is something a bit unfinished and eerie and a bit creepy. But I'm going to put a little bit of brake in. Let's just check the map once more. Look how far we've come out now. We've nearly travelled probably the same kind of distance as it is from the start of the branch up to Markinch there at the top. We've come quite some way there. There's something crossing here. Is that going to be a road, or is that just going to be some kind of foot crossing? I'm not sure. Not sure. I don't know. What do you reckon? I would suggest trying this, you know. If you've got the route already, give it a try. It's a good chance to see how this branch line develops between now and what it will finally release as. And you can see for yourself how it improves over time. I assume they'll just release an update once it's complete. You know, they won't release several updates as it's being built, which actually would be quite nice, wouldn't it? To get a little bit every time. It depends how much you're going to come down here in this state. Some of you might not want to drive it. But you see, look at the scenery clipping the rails here. I think the more we go along here, I think bit by bit, the amount of work that's been done is getting less. What do you think? It just seems a bit more unfinished now at this end, but I'm intrigued that it's still going. I really didn't know it was going to do this. I thought we would end up coming to the end of the track. Maybe there would have been a buffer stop there or something as a temporary measure, or we could have just come off the edge of the track and sort of fallen through the earth or something like that. I've done that before in TSW a couple of times. But when I'm walking around on foot, I've done that. There have been occasions where there have been sort of holes. Again, you'll find that on the channel somewhere. There's been holes. I remember main Spessart Born. I was coming out of Aschaffenburg, I think it was, on foot, looking for some poster or other, and fell straight through the earth. And I had to turn off the PlayStation. I was just falling and falling, and it didn't come to a stop, which was really weird. We got something over this side, which is interesting. I wonder if that is like a side in, because there's a hill there, so it doesn't go very far past there. We'll just make sure the brakes are off now. So there's quite a wide gap, so unless there's going to be some kind of depot perhaps. There's another one of those strange monolith markers there. Is this going to be some kind of depot? Is there going to be any buildings, or is there even going to be a station perhaps here? Not sure at all. Not sure. But the fog's not lifting. I thought it might lift a little bit by the time we got towards this kind of distance. I can see something off there in the distance. There is a road coming across another bridge. Looks like we could be passing under there. There's a lot of track just here, look. So the way this comes up, this kind of makes me wonder if there's some kind of shed going to be there. There's definitely some kind of sidings planned. Something like that. A depot or sidings planned here. Look at all the track work that's been put down. I think we got another one of these coaches coming up. Let's just nip back in. We'll ease off the throttle. We've got two, actually. So we'll pass through that one. And, oh, look at this. We're going to actually go through this marker. Can we get through it? Yes, we can. This is interesting. This looks like some kind of loop. And this dip, as the fog lifts for us right at the end, what is this? Is this like a riverbed? It's a very strange shape, isn't it? Like a trench. I wonder if that's a river. I wonder if the river runs... Yeah, because if you look there, it looks like it could be a river coming all the way through. I wonder if the river runs alongside, because I did, again, on Wikipedia, I did read that the River Leven does run quite close to the track, so this could be the proposed River Leven, I suppose. We got a structure... Oh, it's a roundabout! I was going to say, we've got a funny structure over on this side, but it's actually a roundabout. So a lot of this could be roads then. We're going to have roads put in, so there's a lot to do, isn't there? There's another one there, look. There's quite a bit to do, isn't there? Right, let's just continue. Because I want to see where we're going. Here's the end of the loop. We've got this bridge here, which is completely unfinished. Look at that, we got a roundabout up there just before the bridge. Let's just set the throttle off. Is that the end of the track coming up? I think this could be the end of the track. Let's just make sure we don't go off the edge if it is. I do believe it is, so I wonder if this is where Leven actually is. There's the edge of the track. I'm looking for the coast because Leven is at the coast. I don't see anything. There is a road there. There's a road with markings on it actually there. This could be the coastline, I suppose. I mean, this might not be the location of Leven. It could go on further up there, but if we look at the map, you can see just how far we've come away from the map, from where it originally wanted us to stop, just here at the end of the spike. We've come quite a way. Now, I don't know, as well, if the ground is solid. Shall we try it before we go? Get ready, in case we fly. Let's have a look. Oh, it's fairly solid. Let's just leave the train there, and let's just have a quick look. Let's see what happens when we get to the end of the track. I don't know if the ground is solid, I honestly don't. That's quite a dip there, isn't it? So here is the current end of the track bed. We may reach a point where we can't go any further, but I'm prepared to give it a try, you know. There's the train. We do have this road. Which is quite interesting. But how far potentially could we run this way? I want one of you guys to try it. If you run this and you get to this point and you want to try this, let me know. Let me know how far you get, because if you keep flicking back to the map, there you are, you're on foot, you see, so it will sort of show you where you are on the map. But I think for today's video, I think we've achieved what we set out to do. We've had a look at the current Leven Branch, and it's pretty bleak, but it's there, or some of it's there, and we've got a really strange piece of tarmac right here. I don't know what's going on with this little bit, but we'll climb to the top of the hill. We'll wave a goodbye to Lady Diana from up here. There we go. That's a pretty impressive roundabout as well, isn't it, by the way? There she is. So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a bit of a different one, wasn't it? But we got to get into the 47 in ScotRail livery, which is what I wanted to do. So, I hope you've enjoyed it. I will leave a link to that livery down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and do leave me a like if you've enjoyed the video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.